Hey y'all, welcome back to Adventures in Creative Writing with me, Miss Baker. I wanted to start this video off today with just a couple basic announcements before we got into the content today. And the first is, if you did not receive commentary or feedback on your story, please let me know so that I can make sure that that was shared with me so that I can read your story and we can talk about your writing. So please make sure that you reach out. You can email or text me and let me know. I want to make sure that, we're talking about the awesome things that you guys are writing. This week, the assignment will be posted on Classroom again. It will be a little bit different. It'll be under the classwork tab on your Classroom feed. And then that way you can actually open the document that's been created for you. You can type on it and then you can attach and submit that. And that should eliminate any issues that we've been having with things not sharing, because I don't know about y'all, but the internet has been just so crazy here at my place the past couple of weeks. It's been like really slow. Google's been doing some weird stuff, so just bear with me while we figure out some of these tech problems. But I think those are the only announcement type things that I needed to talk about with you guys. So let's jump right into the awesome things that I loved about your writing from last week. After I get done talking, I am going to share one piece that one of your classmates wrote. I'm going to feature these at least one each week. If you guys would like every single piece to be read, or you want to make sure that yours is shared, can you just note that for me so that I can make sure that your writing is being shared and that your classmates can hear the awesome things that you guys are coming up with. So two things that I loved. Well, it's really three things. The first thing was, I just thought it was really cool the way that you guys interpreted the prompt. We had a variety of settings all over the world. But the one thing that your writings had in common is they had some really, really cool themes. And, when I think about writers, I sometimes wonder, does a writer come up with a theme first and then make a story based around that theme? Or is the theme left for the reader to figure out? Or should it even be figured out? I don't know. But there was one kind of idea in common that all of these stories kind of hinted around, and it was the theme of forgiveness and growth. Several of the stories centered around a character whose actions somehow needed to be forgiven, and then through that forgiveness, they did grow as a character. Which brings me to my second thing that I really loved, was that you guys are on the brink of some just out of this world, outstanding characterization. And characterization is simply when a writer reveals the personality of a character through their writing. And if we think way back to August, at the very beginning of the year, we talked about flat versus round characters. And flat characters are what you think about, this is a sheet of stamps, but flat characters are really thin. There's not a lot there. But then we have round characters. This is my markers. There's many aspects or parts of a person, a character, a person's personality. And you guys were almost there with just having these really, really deep characters, complex characters. And so that's something that we're gonna come back to that a little bit later in this video. But with that, let's check out one writing submission from last week, and it is called The Yellowstone Fox. The Yellowstone Fox. Forest trees sway in the wind. The leaves fall into the creek. The creek flows onto the river, then rushes to a stop at the ever-peaceful lake. Bending to sip fresh summer water, the Yellowstone Fox. Meadow flowers bloom, grass glistens from the evening frost. The morning dew, hummingbird sips nectar out of the flowers, takes off gracefully to the heavens, spooked by the mischievous Yellowstone Fox. Rocky plain, the dirt is red. The rocky dirt is red, red like earth clay, red like the belly of a robin, red like the fur of a fox, red like the fur, the Yellowstone fox. The night sky, decillions of twinkling lights. They surrounded the luminescent moon. Look, pictures. The stars make pictures. The scorpion, the great bear, the ram, looking down on us, the twinkling little fox, the twinkling little Yellowstone fox. All right, so here's where we're going this week. This week you guys voted, and this week we're going to be adventuring to San Francisco, California. Oh my God, Hilly, that is not the song that we decided on. The first time that I ever went to San Francisco was in the summer of 2016. It was back when I was teaching at Northern High School, and a few of my colleagues and I received a fellowship. And a fellowship is like, think about an adult going to summer camp and they get paid to go there, but they have to do a lot of learning, but also some fun too. So we received a fellowship from Stanford University, and it's in a town called Palo Alto. It's about 45 minutes south of San Francisco. And we had the opportunity to go in for the weekend the first time, and I'll talk about what made me fall in love with the city. The fellowship brought me back to San Francisco 2 more times in the summer of 17 and 18. And each time that I had the chance to go back out to California, I made sure that I had a couple of days to explore the city. And so through these videos, I'll tell you like 3 things that I really love about these cities, and why I enjoyed traveling there. So the first thing that I love about San Francisco is, at least for me, I think it's really cool when you grow up seeing stuff on TV and you finally get to see that place in person. And so for me, I grew up watching Full House, and you guys might watch Fuller House now on Netflix. And so it was really cool for me to be able to see, you know, the outside of the Full House and to see the Golden Gate Bridge and Lombard Street, the curviest street in the world. So it was really, really cool to see some of those things in real life. Oh my God, girl, you okay? She going off today, y'all. She is just very talkative. She is not the best classmate, but it's cool. Anyway, the second thing that I love about San Francisco is, it's the perfect blend of like a big city with nature. You've got like all these like giant skyscrapers, and there's hundreds of people everywhere. But at the same time, it's on the bay. So it's, where the ocean, comes through, and you've got mountains and ocean right there together. Before you get to the Golden Gate Bridge, there's Golden Gate Park. And I hope I'm not being hyperbolic when I say this, but I think like Golden Gate Park has like thousands of acres of just nature everywhere. There's places where you can play tennis, and there's a botanical garden you can picnic and ride your bike, and it's just really, really beautiful. So I think that that's like a really unique thing. Whereas like New York City, you've got like Central Park, and then everything else is just a concrete jungle, you know? And then the last thing that I love about San Francisco is just the mix of cultures there. There's so many different neighborhoods. You know, everybody is just different. Some of my favorite neighborhoods are Chinatown, which is where the sisters went in One Crazy Summer. That was really cool to see. They've got some like really great food. There's like a little Italy there. It was a really cool city. It's just very different from North Carolina, very different from Durham. And that's just something that I kind of fell in love with when I visited there for the first time. So that brings me to this week's assignment. This week's assignment is going to be a little bit different. Our challenge last week was to incorporate imagery into our writing. And imagery writing is really, really, really difficult. I find that to be very true when I'm trying to write. I think that I've read books in the past where I'm like, oh, they could have made that like come to life a little bit more. So we're going to play a game of sorts to practice some imagery writing. And here's how it's going to go. And don't worry, like I'll detail this all again in our assignment on Classroom. But what we're going to do is I'm going to write a short thing for you to listen to. And I'll record that video will be posted on Classroom. So I'll read to you my writing. And I want you to listen to it if you can stand to listen to my voice more than once. Listen to it 2 or 3 times. And as you listen to my story, I want you to draw what it is that you're hearing. And hopefully it'll be a good way for you to see how to incorporate all of the 5 senses into your writing. And then on the flip side, I'm going to have you guys practice and do a really intense imagery writing activity. You're going to submit that to me, and then I'm going to draw a picture based on your writing, and I'll take a picture of that, of my drawing for you to see, and you can tell me, did I nail it, or should I ball it up and put it in the trash can? So anyway, I thought that would be just something fun for us to do and to practice some imagery writing. And for this week's assignment, it will be inspired by some of the things that San Francisco has to offer. You will see a PowerPoint with 5 different pictures that I've taken through my traveling to the city. And you can either look at the picture and write a story with whatever comes to mind, or you can look at the prompt that I created that goes along with the picture, and you can write a story based on that. Earlier in the video, I said I was going to talk a little bit more about characterization. That is going to be the focus of next week's writing. And again, we're going to do some characterization writing practice, and then we'll do another story writing activity to go along with it. And that brings me to the last part of this video, which is I would love for us to do a virtual lesson together. So if we wanted to do the practice and then meet up together on Zoom or on Google Hangouts, and then work through some of that writing together, I think that would be really, really awesome. So there will be details forthcoming and posted on Classroom soon about a Google Hangout or a Zoom meeting with me and probably Mr. Mullaney, where we can walk you through some more of these writing activities. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you guys will enjoy the writing that I have planned for us this week. With that, over and out. I hope everybody's doing well. I miss you very much, and I'll see you next week for adventure number 3. Don't forget to take there's going to be a quick 2-question quiz about where we want to go next week. I've been looking in the comments. I've been seeing a lot of people say Florida. So maybe it'll be Florida. Maybe it'll be New Orleans. Maybe we'll come back locally to North Carolina and look at the mountains or the beach. Maybe we'll visit Chicago. Maybe we'll visit some more lesser known towns in California. So we'll have that quiz will be live soon. And I'll see you back here next week.